Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I like to talk about books, reading vlogs, all sorts of stuff like that. So if any of that interests you, then definitely please subscribe. But today I'm going to be talking about my February TBR list and also some of the books I've been reading lately. So if that interests you, then definitely keep watching. So I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little bit of a TBR. I do not do these every month by any means, but I haven't really posted that much in a while. I just posted a book review on Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. So I'll link that somewhere if you're interested in watching that. But I just kind of thought that I would talk a little bit about some of the things that I want to read coming up and some of the things that I'm dipping my toes back into. It's kind of, even though you have like a lot of random time when you have a new baby, it's kind of hard sometimes to like really sink your teeth into a good book, but I'm trying to just make some of that time for myself because it makes me really happy. Oh yeah, that's why I haven't posted in a while. I just had a baby. She's right here. And so I've just gotten my first book review up in kind of a while, and yeah, I'm just getting back into the swing of things. But let me talk a little bit about some of the things I want to read in February because there's a couple books that I'm really curious and interested and excited about. The first book that I actually really am interested in reading, which I just kind of started, but I'm barely even in it, is called The Three Body Problem by Christenson. I don't exactly know how to say his name. He's a Chinese author and it's translated by someone named Ken Liu. And this is basically a sci-fi book that follows, it's basically like sort of a sci-fi slash I think historical fiction type book. I don't know exactly even how to describe it, but it's set against the backdrop of China's Cultural Revolution, and then it ends up going, I think, also into the future. So it starts in obviously like the 60s during the Cultural Revolution in China, and then it like is a top secret project that they're working on, and then I think it goes into the future as to what that project is. There's an alien civilization involved. I don't know all of the details. So it is a trilogy, and this is the first book, and I might start a series called Books My Husband Recommends, or My Husband Picks My Reading, because this is something that he picked and said that I should read, and it did apparently win the Hugo Award. I'm not a huge consumer of sci-fi, but I did take sci-fi literature in college and I did really enjoy it. Like I like some sci-fi, so I'm very curious. So far it's not even really into the sci-fi part yet because I just started it and I am baseline a slow reader, but with like the two babies I'm a super slow reader right now, so it's probably gonna take me a long time to get through, and it's also pretty heavy I think, so it might be something that I have to like put down for a little while to read something more lighthearted. But I don't know, we're gonna see. I've been wanting to read it for a while. He's been recommending it for a while, so I'm finally gonna at least try to get around to it. I just started it. Hopefully it's good. Please let me know below if you've read this book or the trilogy and what you thought of it without spoilers, please. I think just the whole premise of it is like a really interesting premise. So I'm very intrigued by it, very interested in it. But yeah, super excited to read that this month. The next book that I'm going to be reading this month is definitely something I will read and finish this month. It's called Chasing Lakes: Love, Science, and the Secrets of the Arctic. I like it because it's kind of wintry, but then I think there's also actually a little bit of a love story component. I mean, it's like a nonfiction book, so it's not like a romance or something. It's just about this scientist who actually falls in love with like a farmer, I think. But that's not the bulk of the story. The bulk of the story is that they're exploring like all of these lakes in the Arctic. So it's pretty interesting, pretty cool sounding. I'll just read a little blurb of it. This woman, Katie Walter Anthony, studies lakes. So it's kind of like a double love story, if that makes sense. She falls in love with this Minnesota farmer named Peter, which was definitely a big selling point for me because obviously I'm from there. But it's also like kind of, I think, a love story of her falling in love with like studying lakes. So I do think it chronicles like how she got into Arctic lake exploration and like what led her to that path. So I'm definitely really excited to read this. I think it's kind of a fun pick for February. We got a baby waking up. Oh, I got a baby waking up. Okay, then maybe I will keep the rest of this pretty brief. The next book that I'm very excited to read in February that actually is coming out at the end of the month is called The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, I think. And I talked about this a little bit in my 2023 TBR, so this is definitely something that I've been wanting to read this year. I'm very excited. I don't have the book yet, and I don't think I'm going to get a paper copy. I think I'll probably get it on audiobook just because it'll be a lot easier for me to get through with the babies and everything, but we'll see. Maybe I will get paper copy, but I think I'll probably get an audiobook. And yeah, I'm just really excited. That is about like a woman who has had like crazy writer's block. She's still unpublished, I think. And she actually ends up like winning the chance to go on a writing retreat by one of her favorite horror authors, which already amazing setup. I won't get into it too much because I already talked about it in my 2023 TBR video, but I'm very, very excited to break into that. That's probably the thing I'm most excited for this month is that. So I'm very excited for that, especially since the last mystery thriller book that I just read and reviewed, Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Honestly, super disappointing and not that great. So I'm hoping that this will be something a little bit more engaging, a little bit better. You never know, but those are all of the things I'm most excited to be reading this month. Let me know below what your TBR, to be read list for February is, if there's anything that you're really excited about that's coming out. I just feel so out of the loop after just a few weeks of like not posting and also just not, I just feel really out of the loop. When you have a baby, the first few weeks kind of feel like that week in between Christmas and New Year's, but it feels like a month of that. Like a month straight of that feeling where you're like, what is time? What day of the week is it? What's happening? It's very disorienting. So you just feel like, what on earth is going on? But I'm really excited to be slowly but surely rejoining society, rejoining the world. Anyway, let me know below what your reading picks are for this month or even the next month, any books you're excited about. And that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you later.